we're talking about Palestine, we're not talking about any other issue in the contemporary world. From climate justice to the right to health care, everything that affects us and implicates us here is connected to the livelihoods of Palestinians. And what makes this even worse is the degree and the extent to which we, in this institutional project that we call Canada, days before Canada Day, I should say 1 day or 2 days before Canada Day, where do we stand when we are summoned to contribute to this project that fundamentally arms, abets, supports the genociding of a people? These people may not have been in Palestine. They could have been in Botswana, or they could have been in Uruguay. The fundamental thing is that we here in Canada are contributing to the genociding of another people. At precisely the moment we are reckoning with our own history and challenging through the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, where we are revising our own history, we cannot possibly contribute to the continuation of that very history somewhere else. So, as someone who comes from the Middle East, Africa, Egypt, of mixed ancestral background, my family is an interfaith family, part Coptic Christian, part Muslim. We come from different backgrounds, but we share lands, and we share dreams, and we share humanity. And it is because we share this humanity that we recognize humanity in others. Because we have a history of being dispossessed and colonized, we know how it feels. I'm in a room full of Ismailis. Nobody understands dispossession, displacement, and the desire for safety, security, and a better future than Ismailis. So, the plight of Palestinians is extremely resonant with your community as it is with mine. To try and ignore that impulse, that human impulse that tells you something is wrong with what I'm watching, takes a colossal amount of self-effacement. Takes a colossal amount of camouflaging. It takes a colossal amount of self-suppression. But you know what? It touches us all. As a media scholar, I'm very curious about how people adopt certain technologies, right? We've got at least one young person here. No, all of you are young. 85% of you are young. I'm the only person, but I see a child here, okay? And I want you to know that at various points in our respective lifetimes, we encounter technologies and we have to choose whether or not to adopt them. We adopt them at various spaces, and opportunities. Some of you were the first people to get a Facebook page. Others resisted it until this day. Some of you are on TikTok, others are not. In the same way that we choose and negotiate our relationship to technology, we also choose our relationship and the pace with which we adopt political positions and opinions and how we feel about the world around us. You may be extremely well versed and know a lot about Palestinian history and the conflict in the Middle East, but you may not have taken a stand until now. You may know very little about what's happening in the Middle East and in Palestine, but you decided early on that you won't stand for this. Wherever you are in that journey, the movement for justice in Palestine is not foreclosed. It is eternally open for you and your loved ones and your friends and your communities, those concentric circles around you, to join. It is not a movement that will look at you and say, where were you in 1956? Where were you in 1948? Where were you in October 2023? It is a movement that will tell you, where are you now, and where are you committing your time, energy, and most importantly, your money in the coming weeks, months, years, and decades. So know that none of this comes with a desire to guilt trip. It comes with a desire to awaken and to invite. And I hope you're open to it. That was a very long disclaimer. Sorry about that.